There are things that go bump in the night. Unexplained mysteries in the world. You are told there's no such things as monsters, but we know the truth. Ghosts, monsters, demons, all the unnatural exist. Be afraid and sit back. Welcome to Pop City Culture, Ghost to Ghost.
Oh, what's up, everybody? This is Reggie here, and oh man, it is like the day before Halloween, and we're gonna have a Ghost to Ghost party tonight. That's right.
That's right, Reggie. So, I'm Hakeem, and I have my brother Reggie here, and this is the pre-special to Halloween, which is going to be tomorrow, October 31st. So we thought, we would come on here and tell everybody, give a little bit of history about Halloween and tell a few ghost stories before the big ones come tomorrow, because tomorrow is Halloween. And it's going to be a scary day.
Yo, that's right. It's going to be scary. But we got a lot of people writing in and emailing us, and they were asking us a lot of questions.
Millions of questions.
So Hakeem, I'm going to tell you. One of the questions was, do bad things happen on Halloween? What you got? Hakeem?
Well, Halloween references symbols. Halloween is associated with elaborate costumes, haunted houses, and, of course, candy.
You can't forget the candy, man, because that's like a big part of Halloween. Going from house to house, chilling and grabbing as much candy as you can for forever to
But it
eat.
also links to a number of risks, including pedestrian fatalities and theft or vandalism.
Yo, man, now that's some stuff we shouldn't really be tolerating. That ain't a good thing.
So, bad things can happen, and it's October
Apparently.
31st, and people say it may be one of the most dangerous days of the year for children's homes, cars, and your health.
Yo, man, that's because people be getting scared and they probably having a heart attack or something. But there's a whole lot of stuff. So I know you want to, before we tell the stories, Hakeem, I know you want to tell everybody a little bit of the history about Halloween.
Yeah, that's right, I do. So, in case many don't know, Halloween is a holiday celebrated each year on October 31st. And Halloween 2020 will occur on Saturday, October 31st. That's tomorrow. Now, the tradition originated with the ancient Celtic festival, Samhain, when some people would light bonfires and wear costumes to ward off ghosts.
Yo, man, those ghosts, I told you, man, I know ghosts exist because, I seen some, I'm going to tell you about some ghosts I saw on tomorrow's big time episode. So everybody got to be here tomorrow for the big Halloween special. But hey, I know they wore those costumes to ward off ghosts. I knew there was a reason why they wore them costumes. That's right, man.
Yeah, now let me go on. Now, in the 8th century, Pope Gregory III designated November 1st as a time to honor All Saints.
My man, recognizing a day.
Soon, All Saints' Day was incorporated, some of the traditions of the Samhain.
Time to celebrate.
The evening before was known as All Hallows' Eve, and later, Halloween. Over time, Halloween evolved into a day of activities like trick-or-treating, carving jack-o'-lanterns, which are pumpkins. I mean, everybody knows a jack-o'-lantern is a pumpkin. And festival gathering, donning costumes and eating treats.
Yo, man, that's right. But I know you said, Halloween originated, it dates back to the ancient Celtics festival. And the Celts who lived 2,000 years ago, mostly in the area that is now Ireland, the United Kingdom, and northern France. They celebrated this new year on November 1st.
Yeah, that's right. But that marked the end of summer and the harvest and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of the year that was often associated with human death.
I didn't know that.
Celts believed that on the night before New Year's, the boundaries between the world of the living and the dead became blurred.
Yeah, boy, that's what I'm talking about. Now we're going to be getting into the whole guts of Halloween and stuff. I'm looking forward to this.
On the night of October 31st, they celebrated Samhain when it was believed that the ghosts of the dead return to Earth.
Yo, man, Hakeem, you getting me scared now. Oh, man, okay, Hakeem. I am ready and waiting for some of these ghost stories. So I know we got a few. This is like a teaser for tomorrow's big,
This is true.
big, episode we're gonna be having. It's gonna be off the hook, man. It's gonna be off the hook. I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Hakeem, this time I do know what you're saying. So, some of our listeners told us a whole bunch of stories, and they gave us a whole bunch of experiences that they had with ghosts. So we picked a few of them. I mean, we really couldn't pick a lot of them. There were like thousands of them. And we wanted you guys to know exactly what some people do experience. So this is from John from England.
My man from across the ocean.
What he said was he had yelled at his mom. They got into some kind of an argument.
This brother done messed up already.
The mom said, listen, you shouldn't be yelling at your mother just before bed, because when you go to bed angry, the devil will get you.
That's what I heard.
Now, I don't know why the mother would say something like this to her child, but that would scare me right then and there.
Man, that would scare me too, say something like that. Go on.
So what happened was that night, he went to bed angry, and he was still in bed, and he's sleeping. And, I guess he was upset because his brother was teasing him, and his mom wasn't going to do anything about it. So later on that night, as he was falling asleep, he heard a tapping at his door, and he thought it was his brother just tapping and bothering him. And then, he heard his brother calling his name over and over. And he just got so tired of it that he ended up yelling, screaming. Then his mother came in. And the mother said, what's going on? He told his mom that his brother kept tapping at his door, screaming his name. The mother said, that's impossible. Your brother is in the same room with me. So there's no way he could have been here.
Oh, man, say it ain't so. Oh, man, this dude got a visit from the devil. Oh, man.
Ever since then, the kid said he would never go to bed angry at his mom again.
Yo, man, that is scary. Oh, man, I can't imagine. Hakeem, that's like you tapping at my door at night and screaming my name. Man, that would scare me.
Reggie, I don't tap at your door and I don't scream your name.
I know, man. I was just saying, man. Why you gotta take things so literally? I'm just saying, I can relate to what this kid was going through and to what I hypothetically might be going through in the future whenever something like that might have ever happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I'm just going to say yes. Okay.
Good. We don't need no arguments here.
So there was another story.
All right, go on. I want to hear this one. This should be good.
And this is bed and breakfast. This is from Charlene. She's from Florida.
Shout out to Charlene. Thanks for the story.
That's in the United States.
Where else would it be?
And she said for the summer they had went. This happened years ago. She said she had went with her parents to a bread and breakfast.
What?
And at the bread and breakfast, she didn't know what a bread and breakfast was. But apparently a bread and breakfast is when you go to a house instead of a hotel. It's sort of like a house-like atmosphere. And they serve you breakfast and supper and all the meals. So it's a little bit more cozier. It's more intimate. It's like going away to another person's house instead of a hotel, which is what a lot of people do nowadays. It seems to be the big thing.
Sounds all right so far.
And what happened was, that night, she was going to bed. So she was brushing her teeth. And when she was brushing her teeth, she looked at the reflection in the mirror, and her reflection had this evil grin on her face. And it looked back, and she didn't know what to do. She looked behind her. She looked back in the mirror. Then her reflection did not mimic the same movements she did. It was holding the toothbrush, but then it took the toothbrush, and the reflection stabbed herself in the neck.
Oh, man. But what happened to her?
Well, nothing happened. She just stood in shock. She couldn't believe it. She was 7 years old, and she ran to her mom and told her what happened. So her parents comforted her.
That's good.
The next day at breakfast, they were talking.
And what? Get to it, man. Get to it.
The owner of the bed and breakfast said, "Oh, you had a rough night."
That's putting it mildly.
The parents told the owners what happened, and they said, yeah, it's...
What you mean, yeah? I know the owner must have said something. Now you tell me, what exactly did the owner say to these people?
Well, if you let me talk, I can tell you.
Well, you got the mic, man. Take it away. Man, I interrupted you. Go on. Tell me what they said.
This house has some history. Before we had it, a little girl committed suicide, and she stabbed herself in the neck. Now, the parents didn't tell them exactly what happened, but when they heard that, they packed up their stuff, paid for the day, and they left because they knew right then and there, somehow, somewhere, that place was haunted.
Yo, man, that is like some serious haunting. Oh my God, I don't know what I would do if I was like a little kid like that and I witnessed. Oh my God, that is some scary stuff.
Reggie, you are a little kid like that, so you should be able to relate.
Yo, man, why you gotta be doing that again? I thought we were gonna have a decent show this time. You're still cutting me down. Okay. You know what? I'm going to ignore you, man. Just get on to the next story because I want to hear. You got me all choked up. I want to hear these stories, these ghost stories. So you tell me.
Well, here's another one. You remember when we were kids, right?
Yeah, I remember.
Remember that red bicycle you had?
Oh, man, you ain't gonna tell that story, are you? Man, don't be, oh my God. Okay, yeah, tell it. But you know, I'm gonna be sleeping with the light on tonight because now you're getting me real scared. But yeah, tell that story. Tell that story, Hakeem, but that was really scary.
Okay, so, me and my brother, we were, in our old house, there was a cemetery.
You mean at our old house?
And we used to drive through it at night.
Right through it on our bicycles.
And we had a light in front of our bicycle so we could see. So when we were driving through the graveyard one night, it was real. There was like some kind of a mist or
Man,
fog
like
or something.
Phantom fog
and
or
you would
something.
get it there because it used to be farmland. So I don't know the whole atmospheric pressure stuff, but you wake up in the morning, there's like this hazy mist, like clouds in there and stuff like that. So anyways,
Get to the juicy part.
this was in the fall, and the trees were all over the place, and the wind was picking up, and we had to get home. We were late because we were hanging out with our friends at their house. So we cut through the cemetery, and I remember my brother, he had stopped because he said he saw something. He thought there were some kids playing in a cemetery. So I stopped and I went back, and when we went back, we saw a whole bunch of kids.
These are like a lot of
running
kids.
around a tombstone in a circle as if they were playing. Now, we didn't recognize them. This was a small town we lived in, South Hadley, Mass. And, everybody knows everybody. So we went up to the kids, and we were just going to see what they were doing. We had the lights on our bike, and they were aimed that way. So we ran up to see, who the kids were. But the kids ran off.
Like a bat out of a cave.
They ran into this.
I don't know. It was like...
I don't know. What was it? Like a, I don't know what you call it. It was this little, not a garage thing, but little garage area place.
Yeah, that's
where
it.
the kids ran behind it. So my brother ran one way and I ran the other. And when we met up, the kids weren't there. So we don't know where they could have disappeared to, but we did hear laughing. And we had no idea where it was coming from. We never went back to that cemetery again through that night again because it was scary.
Man, that was beyond scary. On a scale of 1 to 10, man, that was like off the hook. It scared me to this day.
I'm going to have to agree. that was one of the scariest things I remember.
No doubt.
But I'm sure there's a whole lot of other things. So, do you remember, when we were younger? When we were younger, you had that teddy bear?
Oh, man, are you going to tell this story? You go ahead and tell this story, because I'm going to tell y'all going to like this story. I like the way my brother tells us. This is going to be good.
And,
man.
So the teddy bear, it would always say a few words. I'm your friend.
Thing wouldn't shut up.
Where are you?
Peekaboo.
And, So, one night, we were just hanging out in our room. We had to share our room. And my brother...
Which would be me, Reggie.
He wouldn't turn the light out, so I had to get Dad. And then Dad yelled at us, and he said, keep the light off. So he came in, and we were just laying there. It was really quiet. And then we heard something. we heard the teddy bear say, "Come play with me." And I remember I started yelling at Reggie. I said, "Reggie, I don't want to be hearing that all night."
Hey, I didn't want to be hearing that all night either. You make it sound like that was my fault. Man.
They said it again.
What'd it say? Say it again. Say it again.
The teddy bear said, "Come play with me." Now, this is something that we've never heard the teddy bear say.
I never heard it.
I don't even think it was programmed for it to say anything like that. But here it was saying it.
No doubt again.
And I was yelling again. And then Hakeem was saying, "It's not me. It's not me."
Because it wasn't,
So then we heard it one last time. And Dad came in. He like slammed that door open.
Man, he slammed it loud.
And he said, "What's going on?" So I told him, I said, "Reggie's playing with the teddy bear and he won't turn the teddy bear off." So my dad looked and the teddy bear was across the room. It wasn't even near our beds. And my dad went up to it and he looked at it and he looked at the back of it and looked at the batteries. But guess what? There were no batteries in it, so there was no way it could have said anything. And like we said, "Come play with me," that sentence wasn't even programmed into the doll. So my dad took the doll out of the room, and man, we were happy.
Man, the word happy ain't even a half of it. We were ecstatic. I did not want that thing back in that room. I mean, that was scary, man. I'm glad it's gone.
That was some scary stuff. I don't think, I never forgot that for a long, long time.
Me either.
So then, we ended up
moving, man. We ended up moving. Came over here, and we living with our grandmother. The rest is Pop City Culture Podcast. But go on.
And we had walked downtown. We were walking downtown one time. Just me. This is me and my new friends, and my brother was there. So we love our bicycles, and we were just riding them all over the place. So when we were downtown, I don't know what time of year this was. I don't know if it was in the spring or the summer.
I think it was in the summertime, if I remember right.
Yeah, but I guess Reggie, why don't you tell the story?
Okay, so we were on our bicycles, and all day we were going up and down them hills, and where we are, man, it was off the hook. So we were, so then we ended up, when we were downtown, we ended up walking because we were going to get some ice cream or something to eat, and I had looked up on one of the buildings, and there was this woman on the building. She was standing out there on the ledge, clear as day. You could see it. And then all of a sudden, I see her jump, and I started screaming. I said, "Hey, that woman just jumped off the building." So then we all ran to see what was going on because, my brother saw it too. And then some of the other kids saw it. And when we ran over, there wasn't nothing there. We didn't know what was going on. So then the security guard, he came out the building because he saw us screaming and everything going on. And then he said, "What happened?" And I told him, "I just saw this woman clear as day. She just jumped from the building. I don't know what happened. I don't know where she went, but she jumped off the building." And then the security guard said, "Okay, listen, kids. Years and years ago, a woman did jump off the building, and she died. She committed suicide. But that was years ago." And then I said, "But I just saw her. We all saw her." And that's when the security guard said, "Yeah, actually today is the day, down to the day when she committed suicide." And I was like, oh man, we hopped on our bikes and we hightailed it home, man. I just we could not believe what we saw. It was just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's right, Reggie. Now that was it. Reggie, now you're giving me goosebumps all over my arms. This is
man, I'm giving myself goosebumps.
You're starting to scare me now. So, in life there are a whole lot of ghostly stories and stuff. I remember our cousins told us, we had went over for like a 4th of July picnic.
Man, if this is the day I'm thinking of, this gonna be good. You guys listen, you gotta hear this close. This is something.
In their backyard. And they were just talking. And then they ended up telling us how there was this house next door to them. And it was abandoned. And one night, when they were looking out in the backyard, they saw a whole bunch of people standing around a bonfire. in the back, and they were dancing around, and they were wearing animal costumes. So, my cousins told us they were just looking and watching it, all night. They couldn't believe it. So they got tired and went in the other room, got something to eat, came back, but there wasn't no bonfire there, and all the people were gone. So they didn't know what to make of it, but since it was dark, they didn't want to go outside.
That's right. I remember him telling this story. Then they said the next day when they got up, they went next door to that abandoned house in the backyard to take a good look, and there wasn't no evidence of no fire. There was no evidence of nothing. I mean, this house was like the dump of the dump. I mean, there was no grass in the back. It was all sand and dirt. So there wasn't any footprints. You couldn't see nothing. Man, that is like some bizarro stuff. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, all these ghost stories, man, they just be off in the hook,
Yeah, I know, Reggie. And Reggie, don't forget, to tell everybody who's listening, Halloween night, we're going to have one of the best Halloween ghost-to-ghost shows you've heard. We're going to have some scary stories on there.
A lot of scary stories.
We are just hoping that you guys
better be here.
Stay tuned on Halloween night, because with everything going on in the world and the epidemic, and everybody's going to be home, if you want to hear some good scary stories, you're going to have to come on Pop City Culture and check it out, because that's where it's going to be. So we're going to have another story. Hang on. Let me get this last story here, because there was a story.
You got it yet?
This story here really, really sort of scared me. A guy wrote in. He's from Minnesota.
Shout out to the Minnesotians.
He said all his life he loved to go tag sailing and pick up stuff. So he picks up knickknacks and stuff like that. He saw this picture, apparently, and the picture just spoke to him. It said, buy me. It's not literally, but when you see a picture, you're like, wow, that's really cool. So the guy said, according to his letter, he said that he had asked the people, this is such a gorgeous picture, of a man just sitting there posing like a portrait. And he said, can you tell me anything about it? So the people said that the guy who painted it was an artist. It was a self-portrait. And he didn't die tragically. The man just died of natural causes. He was older. And you could tell in the picture, the man was about 70 years old. But to actually be an artist and have a steady hand like that, it was absolutely stunning, the guy says. So he took the picture home and showed it to his son. And, he's a single dad.
Shout out to all the single dads out there. You're doing a good job.
His son, liking art, said he liked it a lot, and he hung it up in his room, and it inspired him to paint. So a year later, he had taken a whole bunch of painting courses, and loving the picture, he had hung it up in his room. It inspired him. So the father, I guess, had to work at night or something, and he said that his son was home alone. So his son had went to his friend's house, and he came back home, and the son turned the TV on. He was watching TV, and then he was going to go to bed, and the picture, when he looked at it, looked like it moved. But this is what happened.
Yo, man, what happened?
He watched the picture, and the picture began to move. And the man in the picture said, "Get out." The little boy couldn't believe it, and he went close to the picture, and the picture said, "Get out." The boy backed up, and the man in the picture screamed, "Get out now! Get out!" The little boy ran outside to the neighbor's house and told the neighbor what happened. The neighbor didn't really know what to do, but he called the police and said, this is what's going on. The little boy said the picture was screaming, "Get out," and, can they just come and investigate it? So the police came and investigated it. They went into the boy's house, and what happened next was bizarre. apparently there was a escaped convict
Oh man, are you serious? You gotta be
who
kidding
was
me.
hiding in the house. He had escaped from a prison a few days before, but he was hiding in the house.
Say it ain't so,
He
man.
went to prison for murder.
Oh my God. Oh my
And
goodness.
They caught him and took him back to prison.
Man, that sounds good. Sounds like gonna be a happy
But the
ending.
most bizarre thing the father said in this letter was
What was that?
when they went back to the picture, after the son told them what happened, they looked back in the picture. The picture of the old man was gone.
Oh man, are you telling me the picture was just a frame and a background?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. The man in the picture who painted his self-portrait had disappeared, as though he was never, ever there.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Now that is, oh man. Man, that is scary. I'm gonna have to tell you, Hakeem, look at me, Hakeem, look at me. I got goosebumps on my skin. That's it. Oh man. Anyways, yeah, that was scary. I don't know how you gonna top that.
Well, I can tell you one last little story that happened to me. Remember my cat, Antigone?
No, I was like real little.
Well, I had a cat, Antigone. I loved that cat. And the cat was a black and white, short-haired cat. Got her at the store. So we did everything together. We were hanging out together. I taught her tricks, everything. And I only had her like a few months. And she unfortunately got out of the house. And she got hit by a car. So she died.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
But one of the things she used to always do was when I left my drawer open, she'd take her paw and I'd have my socks balled up and she'd pluck them out of my drawer and throw them on the floor.
Oh man, that sounds like a smart cat.
So a couple days later, I was crying. I couldn't stop crying because I just loved that cat. That was the first cat I ever had. So I was sleeping and I woke up in the middle of the night because I felt something walking on my bed. Like my cat used to do. I didn't think anything of it, but I just turned the light on. And when I looked at the bed, I could see paw prints, cat paw prints, when they walk in the blankets.
Man, ghost stuff like that happens even with cats.
I looked over at the foot of the bed, and my socks that were balled up in a drawer were on the floor, like my cat used to do.
Oh man, are you telling me you had a ghost cat come and then see you and stuff?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that was my cat's way of saying goodbye, because I didn't really get to say goodbye. And I think that was my cat just saying goodbye.
Me too.
So that was my story with my pet. And that's about it.
Yo man, you got any words of wisdom?
Yeah, be safe on Halloween. That's what I got to say. This is ghost to ghost, not ghost to words of wisdom. But anyways.
Wow, that's actually funny.
I hope everybody enjoyed the stories we had for our pre-Halloween special. And tomorrow is Halloween. And I hope everybody is going to be safe and take it slow and enjoy yourself. It isn't like everybody can actually go out door to door to get candy because
Not with the other
of
stuff
the
going on.
epidemic going on with the COVID. But a lot of people are doing video calls. I know some families that are going to be Zoom calling, and they're going to be wearing costumes, and they're going to have a good time.
No doubt that's going to be a whole lot of...
So, from me to you, I want to thank you guys for spending time with us here on Pop City Culture Ghost to Ghost pre-special to Halloween.
Yo, that's right. And I hope we see you guys tomorrow because we're going to be kicking it tomorrow. We're going to be having a good time. You don't want to miss it.
That's right. So until then, be kind and affectionate to everyone. Remember who you are. Peace.
Yo, man, and we be seeing you tomorrow. Don't forget to be here Halloween night. Podcast is going to be off the hook. All right, bye, y'all.